Hello students, myself Dhanashri Patil, and in today's video I'm going to explain some example of pumping lemma for context-free language, means how the pumping lemma theorem helps to prove the given language is a non-context-free language. So we will see this theorem with the help of example. So in the earlier video we have discussed the pumping lemma theorem for the context-free language. The pumping lemma for context-free language is used to prove the given language is a non-context-free language. So this pumping lemma theorem what tells us a language A which is a context-free language, then that language having a pumping length P and any string S which belongs to the language A whose length is always greater than equal to what we have assumed that the pumping length P. If this is true, then we have to divide the given string S into 5 pieces, that is a U, V, X, Y and Z. And after dividing the string into these 5 pieces, the string have to be fulfill these 3 conditions at a time. What these 3 conditions? We have already discussed the previous video of pumping lemma for CFL. So first is what? We have to raise the power of V and Y. After raising the power of V and Y, the new string we are getting. So the new string which we are getting, that also belongs to the language A. Second condition, the length of V and Y is always greater than 0. And the third condition is what? The length of V, X and Y together is always less than equal to P. So these 3 conditions should be satisfied at a time by the string, then we can say the language is a context-free language. If one of the condition fails to satisfy by that string, then we can say the given language is a non-context-free language. So already we have discussed this part, and these are the steps. If you don't know these steps, so just see the earlier videos of pumping lemma for CFL. I have discussed all these steps to prove the given language is a non-context-free language. So we will take one example, and with the help of that example I will prove you how to prove that the given language is a non-context-free language. So we will see one of the example. What this example is, here is a one language L given, that is a raised to n, B raised to n, C raised to n, and what n you have to take here? The n should be always greater than or equal to 0. So for the language L, that is how many number of times you are taking A, that many number of times you have to take a B, and the same that many number of times you have to take a C. So the number of occurrences of A is equal to the number of occurrences of B, and after that the number of occurrences of C should be followed. This language is a given, and it is said that with the help of the pumping lemma theorem you have to prove the given language is a non-context-free language. This language is not a context-free language. We know that because here number of comparisons are more than 1, and the number of comparisons are more than 1, then this type of a language is not solved by the push-down automata machine. So this language is not belongs to the context-free language, but we have to prove that how this language is not belongs to the context-free language. So to prove, we have to follow all these steps one by one. So let's see how to prove this. The first step is what? The given language. First we will consider this is a context-free language, because here we are using the contradiction method to prove the pumping lemma for non-CFL. So first we will assume the given language L, which is a raised to n, B raised to n, C raised to n, and n is greater than equal to 0. That is, we will first consider that is a context-free language. Then next, the L must have the pumping length say P. P. So pumping length, if the language is a context-free language, then that language having a pumping length, and the pumping length is considered as a P. The next step, now we are considering one of the string yes from the set of the generated strings of that language. So the whatever the string we have considered, that string is what? A raised to P, this A raised to P, B raised to P, and C raised to P. This is the string, and the P, and next what? This is the string we are considering from that language. Now once you have selected a one particular string, then you have to divide that string yes into 5 parts. That is the theorem said for the pumping lemma of CFL. The given string yes, you have to divide it into the 5 parts. That is the U, V, X, Y, and Z. After dividing the yes into 5 parts, now we will consider the pumping length P as a 4. So if we replace these raised power of P to the 4, then the new string we are getting as A raised to 4, B raised to 4, C raised to 4. Means what? Number of A's are 4, after that number of B's are 4, after that number of C's are 4. So the string we are getting is 4 times A, 4 times B, 4 times C. So this P, that is a pumping length P, here assumed as a 4. So after assuming pumping length of P as a 4, we are getting a new string as a S. So in these following steps, here is the one step is what? Consider the ways of that yes can be divided into U, V, X, Y, Z. Means you can take any combinations or any ways you can divide the yes into 5 parts. So you can try all those possible ways in which you can divide that yes string. So here I have considered the 2 cases in this example. So first case is what? I am going to divide that yes into 5 parts. But how to divide that yes into 5 parts? So this is the case 1. How to divide that yes into 5 parts? That is this V part and this Y part, each contain only one type of a symbol. Means what? Here I have divided the string with the help of this condition. So 4 times A is here, 4 times B is here, and 4 times C is here. Now V and Y each contain only one type of symbol. Now I have divided, means V I have considered here 2 times A. So V having one type of a symbol, that is a A, and Y I have considered a C, and it is having only one type of a symbol inside it. So remaining before V, whatever the remaining part is called as a U. After V, A to this C, I am considering this is a X part. Y I have already considered as a C, and after that Y, Z is the remaining, and remaining part of these 2 C are considered as a Z. So the given string 4 times A, 4 times B, 4 times C is divided into 5 parts. That is a U, this is V, 2 contains 2A, X contains A, 4 times B, C, this Y contains C, and this Z contains 2C. So in this way, by applying this condition, I have divided the given string into 5 parts. After dividing this string into 5 parts, what is the first condition of your pumping lemma for CFL? You have to only raise the power of V and Y. And what power you can take? The number of I you can take greater than equal to 0. So in this condition, in the first condition, V and Y power is considered as a I, and I will consider here 2. Means what? Whatever the V part, here V is a what? 2 times A, and what is the Y part? 1 times C. So this V part you have to repeat 2 times, and this Y part also you have to repeat 2 times. Why? Because power of V and Y I have considered as a 2. So after raising the power of V and Y to the 2, then no part of the divided string we are getting as a u, v raised to 2, x, y raised to 2, z. So from this divided string, by raising the power of v and y to the 2, the new string is getting like this. What is this new string? U part you have to keep as it is. What is the U part? That is a single A. So I have kept a single A over here as it is. V part is what? 2 times A. But that V you have to repeat 2 times. So this A you have to repeat 2 times. So 4 times A should be coming over here for the V. What is the next part is the X. And X is what? A 4 times B, C. So A 4 times B, C is what your X. Y is what your C. Y is also 2 times you have to repeat. So C you are getting over here. C. And Z is what? 2 times C. So Z you are getting here 2 times C. So by raising the power of V and Y to the 2, the new string you are getting as like this. Okay. Now as per the language, the number of A is equal to the number of B is equal to the number of C. But after raising the power of V and Y, whatever the new strings you are getting, you have to check out whether the number of A is equal to the B and number of B is equal to the C or not. Here we will check how many times A is here. A is 6 times. How many times B is here? 4 times. And how many times C is here? C raised to 5. So A is 6 times, B is 4 times and C is 5 times. But as per our language, here number of A's is not equal to B's and not equal to the C. So the new generated string is not belonging to the language L. So here the first condition of pumping lemma is fail. So need not to go for the next 2 conditions. Means we can say here the given language is a non-context free language. When we can say the given language is a context free language, these 3 conditions at a time have to be fulfilled. But here in this case the first condition itself fails. So this is the first case I have tried. Now I can divide the same string in different ways. Here I have considered here V as a this AA and Y is a C. Why we are only considering the V and Y? Because we have to raise the power of V and Y only. This is the first condition we have seen. The next case we will see. This is the next case. This first case we have already seen that. The next case is what here. In the first case, what we have seen that V and Y each contain only one type of a symbol. The second case is what either V or Y has more than one kind of a symbol. Means what? This is our string, that is a pumping length P we have considered here as a 4. So 4 times A, 4 times B, 4 times C. Now we have to divide this string into 5 parts. But in what way? The either V or Y means either V you have to contain more than one kind of a symbol, or you can take into Y more than one kind of a symbol. So here I have considered in V that V is not having only one type of a symbol. Here V having both 2 symbols, that A and B. So V is what? 2 times A and 2 times B. So before V, what is part remaining? That is a U. And Y is what considered? Either one of V or Y is considered more than one symbol. So Y I will consider only one symbol, that is the B. So before Y and after V, which part is remaining? That is a X, and after Y whatever the part remaining, that is your Z. So in this way we have divided the given string into 5 parts. That is a V is here contain more than one kind of a symbol. So I have considered a V is here, V having a symbol also and B symbol also. So V is 2 times A, BB, and before that here is a 2A. X is B, Y is B, and Z is 4 times C. Now we have to raise the power of V and Y. So I have considered a 2. So after raising V and Y 2 times, we are getting a new string like this. So in this new string, the total number of A's is not equal to the total number of B's and not equal to the total number of C. And also what the language say, after A, all the occurrences of